Hey everyone, I'm Joel on the road, and today my UNESCO World Heritage journey is at Wartburg Castle in central Germany. Behind me you can see Wartburg Castle, a hilltop fortress that towers above the town of Eisenach in central Germany. Now, parts of this fortress date from the 11th century, though most of what we can see is actually from the 19th century. But it wasn't very important militarily, it was very, very important culturally. There's some really cool stuff to have a look at here, so let's check it out. Now, there's a fantastic founding story behind this castle that I absolutely love. The story goes that Count Ludwig von Springer, who was not a local lord, but he was a lord of sorts, he decided that this mountain here would be the perfect spot for a castle, but he didn't own the land, so what he did was he brought soil from his own lands, sprinkled it on top, and then just started building. And then of course when the owner of the land protested, he said, well hey, I'm building on my own soil, what's the problem? He was able to convince the emperor, and the buildings still stand today. Now, this entire gallery is dedicated to the life of Saint Elizabeth of Hungary, the castle's most famous female resident. She came here at the age of just 4 from Hungary, and she dedicated herself to helping the poor and the sick, paying lots of alms and setting up hospitals as well. And when she died at the age of just 24, she was knighted not long afterwards. This is the Hall of Minstrels, and it commemorates the legendary Sangerkrieg, a battle of musicians that took place here in the 13th century, where the loser would be put to death. This event was later memorialized by Richard Wagner in his opera Tannhauser. So this is the gorgeous Banquet Hall at the top of the palace, and although it got its contemporary look in the 19th century, it's based on what they're pretty sure it probably looked like in the medieval and Middle Ages periods. Now what's fascinating is that this is where the very first seeds of German unity began, because in 1817 a group of students held a big banquet in here where they started calling for German unification. Now this room was home to the castle's most famous resident, Martin Luther, who lived here for 10 months after he was excommunicated and branded a heretic. Now it was in this room as well that he did his most famous and long-lasting work. He translated the New Testament from ancient Greek into German, and it meant that for the first time the Word of God was directly in the hands of the people. It's just such a beautiful spot here. You know, we've had a lovely winter's day. There's a little bit of snow falling and it's sort of piled up on the ground as well. It's a really, really appealing environment, and to see a castle like this, it's almost fairy tale stuff. But that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Joel on the road, and I'll see you at the next World Heritage site.